Alright, Pelagic 2 agent for League. Let's get to it. I'm going to use my 44 that I got today for the daily double. So let's get to it. So immediately, I just want to say that cinema does not matter, so you can cut immediately or you can cut late. It doesn't really matter necessarily. There's two strategies that you can do. I honestly recommend for League to use this one that I'm using. So the first thing you want to do is you want to press B on this door, and then you want to do a double forward switch to the N bomb. Now, you can either do that or you can do the laptop throw. A good run to learn from that is probably like Tyler Deal's run or Wotus's run. But I really recommend this strat. It doesn't lose almost any time, and it's a lot more consistent, and you'll get more completions and stuff like that. So let's just go over the level first. So there are designated guards on Pelagic 2 that'll press the alarm, and the alarm looks like this, actually. The alarm is not just right here, it's actually in several locations on the Pelagic. And there are designated guards that will press the alarms, which is why you saw me at the very, very start of the run. I ran past the very first guard right here. So this guard on the right here, he will not press the alarm, so you can leave him alone. But yeah, just be in left strafe coming through the door, have the N-bomb out, and then throw your first N-bomb at the wall here. Be careful to not throw it at the alarm, because it can actually land on top of it, and you'll hit yourself with it. And there's a guard to my left here. That's a guard. Oops. Let me just leave voice chat here. There we go. There's a guard on the left here. That's who you're killing with the with this N-bomb right here. So then you wanna, when you throw an N-bomb, you wanna not repress Z to charge another one too fast. Otherwise, for some reason, you get stuck in the menu or something like that. Or like you get stuck holding nothing or whatever it is. You'll know what I mean if you try it. So wait a little bit after you throw it, then hold Z again. Open this door, get through, and then throw your next N-bomb in this corner. A lot of these guards, in fact, I think all of them will press the alarm. So throwing that N-bomb there is really, really good. Then switch to right strafe and press this door. Once you press this door, you want to go into the X-ray. Now, of course, you can do X-rayless, but I don't recommend it for League if you're just trying to get points. There is a safe X-rayless strat, but I won't be going over that this time around. You can look at Lake Demon's video, his 42, 43? I think it's 43, if you want to learn that one. So let's get to this one. So learning the buttons is kind of hard. I think this is the only time I really felt like Alien Finger has actually caused me problems on this. I still use Alien Finger on this part, but I feel like it's very, very tough to do like normally. If you use keyboard, you can hold C right or C left, and you can rotate around the thing and press B if you're fast enough. You can also stop if you feel the need. So I see that there's a button on my left and on the right. I press the left one because I always want to be going around the right. It's just better. So I pause because I just want to see if the last button right here is red or green, because I like to take a lot of risks. So basically, because I see it's green, I press both of them and run to the left. If it was red, I would have pressed this one, ran past this, and then mashed B on the rest of the buttons over here to take the risk. The reason I take the risk like that is because whenever you press a red button, you have about a half-second window before it actually is a fail, basically. So when you press a red, half a second later, it'll be, okay, you failed, you pressed the red, we'll reset the buttons. So what you can actually do is if you get 3 greens in a row, and then you get a red, and then a green, you can press the red, and you go, oops, but then if you quickly go and press the green, the hatch will still open, because like I said, there's a half-second or so window to where you can still put in another green. If you're really fast, you can actually press a red on accident and press 2 greens, which is what you can do with X-rayless or safe X-rayless, basically. So I actually recommend taking the risk and just hitting a red, possibly hitting a red and then having the hatch still open. But you can't just mash it. You gotta hit B in like kind of a rhythm going around this thing. But I think on this run I go around the left because I thought I was closer to the stairs here. That's what I do. I switch to the laptop gun because it's going to be useful for later. And then I press this button. You can mash B on the reactor, actually. So that's really useful. So you just want to go ahead and do that. You'll always kind of get stuck at the top of the stairs, so don't worry if you do. I go a little wide here. Hopefully if you're quick enough, you'll have that door be open. If you're on the pace that I'm on, which is like, 44, 43, 45 pace-ish, there will most likely be a guard at the end here. He will be opening this door. Sometimes the door will be open and he's not there. That's just fortunate. Sometimes the door will be closed. That's just unfortunate, really. But I turned early and I start shooting him. And I strafe on through. And right here, when you get up to this part, you want to press B and Z to throw the laptop gun a little bit before this line in the floor right here. So right here, you can see I'm folding the laptop gun. And I throw it at his stomach, actually. So I think it landed out on the floor. But I kind of wanted it to land on this wall. But that's fine, too. You just don't want these two guards in the way. Like, you want them cleared out. Because once you're coming, you need to come back this way. And they will be on the staircase or on the other staircase that you came up. And they'll be a big nuisance. So, now for the speech skips. So you want to run up. And then you want to pause right at the top of this right here. So you can see I actually missed the speech skip once. And then I hit it right there. So, think about speech skips. This very first one's actually quite easy. It's better to be too early than too late. So just hit the pause button and then just tap in a rhythm. In fact, I'll pull out my controller and I'll just like give you a quick demonstration on how it's supposed to sound. So you just want to like, when you're in the full pause like this, you want to advance like this. So it's like a, like a tuk tung, like that. So that's kind of how you advance frame by frame in the pause. So we'll play that part again. So I'm running up. Hold the laptop gun, throw it. And there you go. So now that you're in the pause, this speech you'll 95% of the time hear in the pause. You as you can hear right here, it's playing in the back. So this speech is playing in the pause, thus saving time. If you miss the speech skip, there are a few more frames afterwards. So I would just try to keep advancing and maybe lose about 0.2, 0.4, something like that, to try and keep pausing for the speech skip. Because you can skip the speech a little bit further in, but once you're past that, it's pretty much dead. So now you want to go to unarmed. Wait for this to finish. And go up to this guy. Now, I messed this up a hair. Like, I looked a bit too much to the left here. You want to look at this guy a little bit more center, so it took me a few pauses. But, as you can see, he's at the very right of my screen, so he's not in my vision. But yeah, you want to pause right around where I am, but you want to be looking more to the right. And then you just want to advance. I think it's one more. Two more. There you go. So when you hear pull the plug on that now, this speech will sometimes not play in the pause. And the way to check that, the way to check if you got that or not is by his arms, they'll fall like that. They'll lower by a bit. So once they've lowered like that, it means you hit the speech skip. Now after Joanna says pull the plug on that now, this guy will say please don't hurt me. You have to speech skip that as well, which is what I do right there. So you can actually see the text box comes up here. That doesn't mean I missed it. It just means I like unpaused on like, the last few frames of him saying the sentence. So you can see that it went away right there. Now you want to go over and punch this guy. And then you actually want to start this pausing very early. You want to start really far away from this guy because the speech will happen at just a lot earlier than you think, basically. And you want to do the same as before. Pull the plug on that now, and please don't hurt me. So as you can see, I'm advancing. Should happen pretty soon. There it is. So I can see that he's started lowering his arms, so that means I hit the pull the plug on that. I do one more, just like that, just to skip the please don't hurt me part. And as soon as I hear that I skipped all of them, I'm like, holy shit, this could be really good because I knew this run was quite nice actually. If you don't skip the last speech where he goes, please don't hurt me, you have to wait for it to finish. Otherwise, objective 2 will almost never complete. I like to pull out the Falcon because it's like the only weapon you have to like really you know, help you out here. And now you want to approach this part, this next part right here, kind of, you know, a little bit wide, because you just want to, like, as you can see, I'm kind of running towards this part here. That's just because I want to see at the bottom of my screen if he's going to be in the way. I can see he's injured, so I'm not sure if he's going to die, but the laptop gun killed him, and it killed the other guard too, which is why you plant the laptop gun where you do. So open this door. Open this door. Now you want to get in this crevice. And this part is a little tricky. You can actually be right here, and you won't actually be in the corner. You have to make sure you actually wiggle into the corner properly to get this warp. So when I'm here, so yeah, as you can see, when I paused, I knew I was in the corner. So you want to switch the high res. You want to switch the X-ray. And I think I pulled out the N-bomb as well. Some people do laptop gun, but because I throw the laptop gun on my run, you know, I don't have it. So then I look at roughly above where this line in the floor is, kind of planar. So yeah, right there you can see. And then I'm basically switching my weapons in a cycle, if you know what the switching cycle is. I'm tapping A in like a rhythm, kind of like a bop 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 rhythm. As you can see, I'm just rapidly switching the weapons until I warp. And once you hit the warp, you want to go to the right, because the end zone trigger is not through the warp. So I'll just try and pause when I warp. So I warped there. This is a pillar you want to get around. The end trigger is like over here. So I turn as soon as I can. And then you want to turn off X-ray, and you want to turn off high res, just so the timer doesn't round up. And that's Pelagic 2. So there you go. Even if you do the speech skips right, sometimes it still won't complete. But if you do them right, it should complete most of the time. So that's all there's to that. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.